Alright, let's get started.
始めます。
Today we'll be using Mizuna, carrots, eggplant, green peppers, and
ピ
pork.
ーマン、豚肉、
We'll also be using shiso leaves, shimeji mushrooms, and cabbage.
それからしめじ、キャベツを使います。
Peel the carrots.
拭いたら
And let's get started. Today, I'm going to cut the carrots into irregular chunks.
人は乱切りにします。
In Japan, we call this rangiri, but do other countries have a specific name for this cutting
切
method?
り方の名前ってあったりしますか？
This is the way we cut carrots when adding them to simmer dishes or,
カレー
curry.
とかですね。人参を入れる時にこういう切り方をしますね。
I'm also using shimeji mushrooms. Today I'm making soup with the carrots and shimeji mushrooms.
スープにします。
I'll start by adding a little oil and sauteing them.
まず炒めていきます。
Well, I used to use plenty of butter, but lately, since I'm watching my calories,
使ったりしてたんですけれども、最近は
I try to saute with as little oil as
で
possible.
きるだけ少ない油で炒めるようにしています。
Today, I'm going to use soy milk to make, a milk soup.
ミルクスープ、ミルクスープ
That's what I'd like to make.
したいと思います。
In Japan, soups made with milk are often called stew.
スープをシチューって呼んだりしてます、ね。
Also, dishes thickened like white sauce are called stew, too.
ホワイトソースみたいにしたりするのをシチューって言いますね。
I'll add a little water here and then add the soy milk later, but,
後
first,
で入れるんですけども、まず
I'd like to cook the carrots in the water.
順に火を通したいと思います。
I'll add a little consomme.
少し入れます。
Next,
次に
I'll cut the
酢を
eggplant.
切ります。
I'm making a salad with the eggplant today.
サラダにします。
I'll cut it into slightly smaller pieces.
ちゃめに切ります。
I'll stir fry them later, but I'll heat them in the microwave first.
先に電子レンジで
before stir frying.
加熱します。炒める前に
I think if I soften them a bit first, I'll be able to use less oil.
油で済むかなと思います。
I'll heat them in the microwave for about 1 minute. Next up is cabbage. I'm going to make coleslaw with this. I actually don't really know the definition of coleslaw, but in our house, we call it coleslaw when we mix mayonnaise with lemon or yogurt to add some tartness. When I lived in Germany for a while, I went to the supermarket and saw Cole written next to the cabbage, and I realized for the first time, oh, so the Cole in coleslaw actually refers to cabbage. German supermarkets sold all kinds of prepared foods, but they were all sour. That was incredibly sour. It really surprised me. Sauerkraut is sour, after all. I guess they make it sour to preserve it. Oh, I like coleslaw, so when I have leftover cabbage, I make a big batch, and, I eat it little by little. I'll sprinkle a little salt on this to draw out the moisture from the cabbage. Next up is Mizuna. I usually just use the tender leaves of Mizuna raw in salads, but today, the Mizuna has leaves that are a bit firm, so, I'm going to cut it up along with the stems, cook it a little to soften it, and then use it. Usually, I just use the stems, in miso soup or something like that. I'll also soften this in the microwave for about a minute later. Oh, this is the eggplant I softened in the microwave earlier. I'll stir-fry it later. Oh, next up. Is the soup. I'll check to see if the carrots are tender yet. Okay. The carrots are tender now, so, oh, I mentioned soy milk earlier, but I had some milk left over, so I'll use that instead. I'll add the milk and heat it up a bit more.
炒めます。
I won't thicken it today.
今日はとろみをつけません。
A little salt and some pepper.
醤油です。
Next, let's move on to the eggplant from earlier. I'll stir fry this.
さっきのナスですね。これを炒めます。
The eggplant will splatter a bit, so I'll put a lid on it.
カバーしておきます。
While the eggplant is sautéing, I'll slice the bell peppers.
ピーマンを切ります。ヘタと種を切って洗いますね。
I'll cut them into thin strips.
そう切りにします。
Next, I'll chop the shiso leaves.
大葉を切ります。
I'm going to add these to the coleslaw. That's good. I think the aroma will make it taste delicious. When I was in Germany, I really wanted to eat herbs like mitsuba and shiso.
大葉とかそういう根菜が食べたくて
So I tried to find herbs with a similar aroma, but I couldn't find any. However, people in Germany use all kinds of herbs too, don't they?
使いますよね。
If I could have stayed a little longer, I would have liked to learn more about those. I'll mix this with the cabbage later.
混ぜます。
I've decided to just use up all the leftover shiso leaves I
大葉
have.
余ってるやつ全部使うことにしました。
Since I chopped a lot of cabbage earlier, I think it's better to have about this much. Next, I'll cut the beef.
牛肉を切ります。
Oh, I'm going to stir fry this with green peppers to make chop suey.
チンジャオロースを作ります。
Oh, another Chinese style stir fry.
炒め物ですね。
Oh, Japanese people.
なんか中華風のものを作ったと思うんですけど、中華料理が
Love Chinese food, so, I often make dishes like this at home,
こんな感じ
too.
でよく作ります。 これに今日は
I'll season it first.
とつけておきます。
A little sake,
酒少し。
then a little soy sauce.
それから 醤油も少し。
And if you add a little potato starch, the meat won't get dry, right?
少し入れておくとお肉がパサッとしないんですよね。
It gives it a smooth texture and makes it more enjoyable to eat. Then, add a little sesame oil to add flavor and help the meat break apart more easily when stir frying.
炒めた時にばらけやすくなります。
Since the meat tends to stick if you use only potato starch, add a little oil as well. Now, let's add the eggplant we were stir frying earlier to this.
ナス、炒めていたナスをここに出して、
Oh, this is the Mizuna we blanched earlier to soften it, right?
でおいた
Yeah.
水菜ですね。
Let's mix this with the eggplant.
ナスと混ぜます。
We'll add the dressing to this later. It's the same dressing we always use.
ドレッシングはいつものこれですね。
I've mixed the seasonings and set them in the fridge.
冷蔵庫に置いてあります。
Okay, let's start with the stir fry first. Add a little sesame oil and cook the bell peppers until they're tender.
少し入れて、まずピーマンを柔らかくします。
Once they're tender, I'll break up the meat.
下味につけておいた牛肉を入れます。牛肉をほぐしていきます。 ではこんな感じで肉を薄切りにすることってない。
In Japan, I think both beef and pork are usually sliced thinly.
日本では牛肉でも豚肉でも薄切り肉の方が
Now I'll add the oyster sauce.
ここで
Will this be
オイスター
enough?
ソースを入れます。足りるかな。
A little salt.
塩少し。 こ
Here we go. Okay, it looks like the amount of oyster sauce I used earlier was just right. The soup is ready, too. I'll taste the soup too. Yeah, it's good.
スープも味見します。大丈夫です。
This is the cabbage I sprinkled with salt earlier. It's released some liquid, so I'll squeeze it out. I'll squeeze it out as hard as I can. Now I'll season this. First, mayonnaise. Then lemon juice, salt and pepper. I'll mix it all together. That's all the seasoning I use for coleslaw at our house. But do any of you add anything else? Maybe some people even add sugar? We don't like it sweet, so we just use salt and pepper. I'll taste it, it's good. Now I'll mix in the shiso leaves I chopped earlier. It smells great. Parsley would work too, though.